98.7 WFGR. You make loving fun. 728. You know, I always wondered about that song.
What?
Do they mean they make it fun like seals honking horns with their noses, or is it fun like clown shoes? How is it fun?
It's fun. It's just an enjoyable experience.
Okay.
The whole loving part. You know, they make it fun.
I see.
You
Okay.
make loving fun.
So-
I make loving fun. It's what we do.
Okay. All right. Well, because let's face it, seals honking horns with their noses.
That
That's
can be
fun.
fun. Yeah, it is.
You don't get better than that.
Clown shoes are fun as well.
Clown shoes are fun.
No question.
Yeah, there's all kinds of fun things out
All
there.
right.
Dave has been teasing us
Yes.
this morning with a story here of a friend of his and an experience at an airplane.
Airport
All right.
security. Here's the thing. I was hanging out with a couple of buddies this weekend, my friends Todd and Greg. Go ahead.
Let me just say, too, Dave is in a house with two other men, and the first thing he wanted to do was take a bath.
I did. I took 2 baths, but
Are you-
that's beside the point. That's not germane to the story.
You're not baiting them. You're not saying, "Oh, look at me, I'm behind the door."
No, not at all.
There were no shenanigans.
Why are you even insinuating anything
Because
like
men
that?
don't get together and take baths.
No, we
at
didn't
people's-
take baths together. We were playing pool, drinking beer. But before we started doing that, I was like, "Hey, man, I'm going to take a bath in your nice huge tub where the jets don't work yet." But once again, I didn't complain about that. I borrowed shampoo, make bubbles and stuff. But anyway, once again, none of that has anything to do with the story.
Okay, all right,
my friend
all right.
Greg, he's got a wonderful wife, great family. His in-laws have always been a little strange. Good people, I guess. I don't think I've actually seen him since their wedding, but Greg went on a vacation with his family
I've
over
done that.
Christmas.
Yeah,
Christmas,
I
you
did
get
that a
together, the
couple
whole
years ago.
family.
Yeah.
A lot of traveling. It's always hectic. Anyway, they're going through the airport security. Everybody goes through. Wife goes. Go ahead.
I got it. I know where you're going with this.
What?
They're going through airport security,
Uh-huh.
and then the husband went, "Kevin!"
No,
And they realized they left the kid.
No, yeah, Home Alone. No.
No, okay.
Everybody goes through the security. Because he was actually traveling with his in-laws too.
Yeah.
His wife and kids and everything. Everybody goes through. When his wife goes through, kids go through, Greg goes through, mother-in-law goes through, father-in-law goes through. Ding, 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 ding.
Uh-oh.
What's going on? You will never in a million years guess what set off. Keep in mind, his father-in-law is in his 70s. What do you think set off the metal detector?
Was it a belt buckle that said the South is going to do it again?
Wrong. Not
No.
even close.
Let me hang on.
Well, you would think, maybe
say-
something like that. Or
70s.
he's in his 70s.
And he set the metal detector off at the airport.
Yes. Man in his 70s.
Plate in his head.
You would think that's not a bad guess.
Not a bad guess.
One more guess, and then I'll reveal what set off the metal detector.
All right, what set off the metal detector? It wasn't a plate in his head.
What in a plate in his head?
It wasn't a big rebel belt buckle.
No.
Buckles on his shoes.
Wrong.
All right, what is it?
Nipple rings. His 70-year-old man, his nipple studs set off the alarm. All he did, he goes through, it sets him off. He just turns around, the security guy smiles, lifts up his shirt,
Oh,
shows 2 studs going through both nipples.
at 70.
In his 70s, yes.
Dude.
Unbelievable.
Ew.
And
Yuck.
evidently, I'm not gonna go to. Evidently, he's got another piercing. I'm not gonna say where it
Oh,
is,
God.
but that's where it is.
What a freak. Is this a local guy?
Local guy.
Oh, my God. 70 years old.
In his 70s, and he's got multiple piercings and set off the metal detector at the airport security.
I went through.
I mean, you're thinking, maybe metal hip, maybe he's got something in his knee.
Right.
You're not expecting. Think about your airport security guy. You're making your $8 an hour or whatever, and you see that. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
My
God.
God. Now, I went through security, 2 falls ago. We were going down to Atlanta for the race.
Yeah.
So we were going through security, and I at the last minute, I decided I wasn't going to, because we were only gone for 3 days, down to Atlanta for the race and all that stuff. At the last minute, I decided that I wasn't going to necessarily take my whole bag. I just threw everything in a backpack.
Right.
This is good enough. Socks, underwear, 1 pair of jeans, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Throw it all in the backpack. And this is the guy that hired me to go work for the NASCAR team that I'm traveling with.
Yeah.
First trip out together. We're checking through at the airport in Kent County, and my bag passes through, and the guy starts opening it at the end of the end of the check-in. It's 4:00 in the morning. I've got my new boss here, and they got the security guys opening my bag and looking through everything. What?
Were you the random check, or did you just see something?
They saw something. And I'm like, what the heck? What did they find? So they dig into the bottom of this backpack, and I had found a pair of needle-nose pliers on the ground at Summer Celebration in Muskegon, and I picked them up. I'm like, oh, all right, good. Threw them in the bag. Didn't think anything of it. They were an inch too long. Actually, you know what?
Wow.
I take that back. They were an inch too short. And the guy at TSA, friendly guy, you know, but
he didn't give you too much. of a
no,
hassle,
he goes, well, these things aren't as long as, you know, past the limit. Did you want to keep them? And I'm like, so I can go through this in Atlanta again?
Yeah.
No, throw them out.
Yeah.
Get them out of here.
Yeah.
Nipple rings.
What? Yeah, it's one of those things you don't. You're not expecting that typically. 70-year-old dude goes through.
No.
And he sets it off. Oh, you're thinking, okay, hip,
Creepy.
knee, you know, maybe he's got a pace, you know, maybe it's a pacemaker or whatever.
But apparently,
Pierce nipples.
He's just got a freak.
Yes.
That's what he's got.
I
Roll some sports.
Hopefully it wasn't the other stud that did it, but
Oh,
God. Well, following nearly a 4-month lockout, the Red Wings opened training camp yesterday. The Wings open up the NHL season on Saturday against the Blues in St. Louis. NHL Players Association voted to ratify the new collective bargaining agreement on Saturday. The owners voted 30-0 last Wednesday to ratify the CBA, while 98% of players reportedly signed the measure. Jazz knocked off the Pistons 90-87. Pistons dropped to 14-24 on the season. Deshaun Thomas pours in 20 points, grabs 4 rebounds as 14th-ranked Ohio State knocks off previously unbeaten Michigan 56-53. Trey Burke tallied 15 points and 4 assists for the number 2 Wolverines, who had a chance to move to the number 1 slot after top-ranked Duke lost on Saturday. Tim Hardaway Jr. added 12 points and 5 boards for Michigan, which dropped to 16-1. Wolverines are at number 10 Minnesota on Thursday. Derek Nix tallied 17 points and 5 rebounds as the Spartans sunk the Cornhuskers 66-56. Brandon Dawson added 12 points and 6 rebounds for MSU, which improved to 14-3 and 3-1 in the Big Ten. Spartans are at Penn State on Wednesday night, and the NFL's conference championship matchups are now set. The AFC will feature a rematch of last year's game as the Baltimore Ravens travel to New England to battle the Patriots. The Ravens edge the Broncos in Denver 38-35 in double overtime on Saturday, while New England handled the Texans at home yesterday 41-28. Pats took last year's contest 23-20. The NFC, the San Francisco 49ers will meet the Falcons in Atlanta. The Niners down the Packers 45-31 on Saturday, while Atlanta nipped the Seahawks yesterday 30-28.
So who's your pick for Super Bowl?
Niners, Ravens, the Harbaugh Bowl. Both brothers coaching against each other. A lot of people forget that their dad, Jack Harbaugh, used to coach at Western Michigan.
Wow.
Jim Harbaugh, of course, a former quarterback at Michigan. Wolverines had a chance to get him a couple of years ago before they before they went to Brady Hoke. I think Harbaugh probably would have taken the job.
You know what would be great? If Harbaugh would win the game, and then his brother comes along and wants to shake his hand, and Jim Harbaugh's just dismissive. Yeah. Get away from me, you
probably wouldn't happen. But
I think that would be awesome.
Oh,
remember that big stink with that? Guy
with the Schwartz, yeah, that was one of those push shove each other. Coaches shouldn't get in shouting matches.
No.
These young hot-headed coaches, that's just going to happen. Sports is brought to you by Garmin. Hate traffic? Don't be a hater. Get a Garmin Nuvi with subscription-free HD digital traffic and avoid it with updates as often as every 30 seconds. Drive with Garmin, the most trusted name in GPS. That's sports on 98.7 WFGR.